And today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 smartest celebrities.
You finished 1 year, you went to college.
Yes.
And you became a genius?
You know, string theory and Schrodinger's cat and all these different scientific things.
Snuck isn't a word, Conan, and you went to Harvard and you should know that.
For this list, we're taking a look at the most academic celebrities who aren't necessarily known for their high intellect. That means we are not including celebrities like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's famous for being smart. Who's your favorite smart celebrity? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Rashida Jones.
I'm not going to talk for long because I have to pee again. Because I have to pee every 6 minutes because I have a beach ball in my stomach that's punching on my bladder.
With notable roles in Parks and Recreation, The Office, and The Social Network, to name a few, Jones has more than her fair share of enviable accomplishments. She also has a considerable head on her shoulders as well.
So the moral of the story is, if you make out with someone in Leverett Library, you're guaranteed at least a network sitcom.
A Harvard alum, Jones successfully graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Comparative Religion in 1997. She actually had plans to become a lawyer, but the O.J. Simpson trial allegedly jaded her aspirations. Instead, 1997 saw her take her first step into the limelight with a role in the Mario Puzo miniseries The Last Dawn before catching her major break on Boston Public. And things have only been on the up and up ever since.
Get out of this office. Get out of my life.
Number 19, Emma Watson.
With another clever idea to get us killed, or worse, expelled.
You may know her best as the incredibly intelligent witch Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series, and Watson had plenty of inspiration to draw upon for her role. In 2011, she became a student alongside her acting career, working towards a degree in English literature from Brown University, while also studying for a time at Oxford. Watson is clearly quite well-spoken, and her UN Women campaigns more than prove it. The only downside to all this, trying to avoid imaginary points for Gryffindor from unruly classmates whenever she answers a question. Number 18, Matt Damon.
That's going to last until next year. You're going to be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about, the pre-revolutionary utopia and the capital-forming effects of military mobilization.
Does life imitate art, or does art imitate life? A young Matt Damon may suggest the latter, as his breakout work in Good Will Hunting told the story of an incredibly talented young man forced to face his past and live up to his potential at MIT. Damon actually began working on the award-winning screenplay during a playwriting class he was taking at, you guessed it, Harvard University.
One scene survived, actually, from what I handed in, with what eventually became Good Will Hunting.
This, of course, skyrocketed him to fame, and his light has hardly dimmed since then, but cut short his studies, technically making Damon just short of being a college grad. Take a look past the charisma and good looks, and you'll find a well-spoken, very bright man as well.
I hope you'll turn toward the problem of your choosing. I hope you'll drop everything. And I hope you'll solve it.
Number 17, Natalie Portman. A globally admired film star, Natalie Portman is just as academically revered as well. Yes, she's got an Oscar, a BAFTA, and 2 Golden Globes.
Driven by these insecurities, I decided that I was going to find something to do at Harvard that was serious and meaningful, that would change the world and make it a better place.
But she's also a psychology graduate out of Harvard, and she's fluent in Hebrew. At Harvard, she contributed to a paper entitled Frontal Lobe Activation During Object Permanence, Data from Near-Infrared Spectroscopy, which is hard to say, let alone write.
I come up here sometimes when I can't sleep, or when I'm trying to reconcile particle data, or when Darcy's driving me crazy.
Portman once famously said she'd, quote, rather be smart than a movie star. As it turns out, she's doing a seriously good job at being both. Number 16, Conan O'Brien.
There's time when you snuck into the room to see what the...
I sneaked into the room. Snuck isn't a word, Conan, and you went to Harvard and you should know that.
Primarily known as America's longest working late-night talk show host, before being a celeb interview supremo, Conan O'Brien was also busy racking up intelligence at Harvard University.
I spent a very intense period of my senior year writing a thesis called Literary Progeria in the Works of Flannery O'Connor and William Faulkner.
An esteemed literature and history graduate, O'Brien was president of the Harvard Lampoon Comedy magazine while he studied. His career as a writer was set out from an even earlier age, though.
And anyway, this is me. They found this photo, and that is actually Me drumming. Get in there, close.
He graduated high school as valedictorian in 1981, having won national awards for a short story of his titled To Bury the Living.
Snuck. Past and past part of sneak.
Number 15, Angela Bassett. Black Panther brought together one of the most gifted ensembles in the superhero genre.
Comfort for your loss. Thank you, Nakia. It is so good to have you back with us.
Howard graduate Chadwick Boseman became well-versed in Shakespeare while taking Oxford's summer program. Shortly before winning her Oscar, Lupita Nyong'o graduated from Yale with a master's in acting. She wasn't the only Yale alumnus on set.
How are you feeling today, Mama? Proud. Yoda and I will talk about this day all the time.
In 2020, Angela Bassett became the first Black recipient of the Yale Undergraduate Lifetime Achievement Award.
When we combine a willingness to learn with the pursuit of knowledge, magic happens.
The Oscar-nominated actress had already earned a BA in African American Studies, a Master of Fine Arts degree, and an honorary doctorate from the university.
There were no sororities on my campus. You know, at Yale, there were secret societies, and I was too busy doing my theater thing.
On top of all that, Bassett met Courtney B. Vance, who she later married, at Yale.
So when you're told you're not good enough, you tell them, not only am I good enough, I'm more than enough.
Number 14, Danica McKellar.
Winnie Cooper?
Since playing Winnie Cooper on The Wonder Years, Danica McKellar has popped up here and there on a few shows and TV movies.
Oh, hi, Mr. Gabb.
Congratulations on those SATs. The whole faculty's talking.
Thanks.
One of her most notable guest spots was on The Big Bang Theory. In real life, McKellar could teach Sheldon Cooper a thing or two.
You know India?
I saw Slumdog Millionaire.
Well, I'm a slumdog astrophysicist.
Outside of acting, McKellar is best known for her knowledge of mathematics.
You finished Wonder Years, you went to college.
Yes.
And you became a genius?
She's written several books on the subject, including Hot X, Algebra Exposed, Kiss My Math, and Math Doesn't Suck. It takes a brilliant mind to make math sound interesting, and that's precisely what McKellar has done.
I love math because it's challenging. It challenges my brain. It makes you think. It makes you a better problem solver in life.
She's helped to show a lot of blossoming minds, particularly young girls, that math isn't for squares. Unless we're talking about geometry. See, that's math humor.
Oh, sure. I understand.
Number 13, Jodie Foster.
Why do you want me to go back to my parents? I mean, they hate me. Why do you think I split in the first place?
A film star with a thing for foreign languages, Jodie Foster actually attended a French language prep school during childhood.
Quand je parle français pendant pas mal de temps, ça me séduit, c'est la langue qui me séduit surtout.
Consistently described as a gifted child, she could read at the age of 3 and is at least competent at most major European languages. In 1985, Foster graduated magna cum laude out of Yale University, despite the fact that she was already a movie star by then.
The 18-year-old actress was taking a sabbatical from Hollywood to attend Yale University.
Too often, child stars suffer a well-documented fall from grace, but for Foster, there was less self-inflicted scandal and much more schooling.
You fly back to school now, little Starling. Fly.
Number 12, John Legend. Being one of the few artists to achieve EGOT status, we have to ask, is there anything John Legend can't do? The short answer is no.
I wanna change my clothes, my hair, my face, man, I ain't going nowhere.
The long answer is that music is only the tip of Legend's resume. Skipping multiple grades, Legend attended high school by the age of 12 and graduated at 16. Although he could have gone to Georgetown or Morehouse on scholarships, as well as Harvard, Legend settled on the University of Pennsylvania. Upon graduating, Legend became a management consultant for the revered Boston Consulting Group.
I was a management consultant. Yeah, we were doing like what you would expect kids that graduate from Penn to do, and then I was like, I don't want to do this forever.
Although Legend learned a fair deal about business and probably could have built a successful corporate career, he kept reaching for the stars. On the side, he wrote, performed, and produced his own music, amounting to a legendary legacy.
And I wanted to be those people that got discovered when they were, 10, 12, 14 years old and became a big star. But